Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is introduce you all into some thoughts and ideas on how to write a house flipping business plan. So now before we get started, a couple of things real quick. First and foremost, I have published several books on how to write business plans in various industries. I'm also a professional business plan writer. So if y'all want to save the journey of writing your own plan, please feel free to visit my website, qualitybusinessplan.com, or give me a shout at the number below. If you do want to go ahead and partake in the journey of writing your own business plan, especially in the house flipping industry, allow me to give you some tips and tricks. So for one of the first things you can do is to mosey on over to my website at qualitybusinessplan.com, how to write a house flipping business plan. And so once you're there, I do have some thoughts and ideas as to how you can properly, or not properly, but what kind of thoughts and ideas you should approach each section of the business plan. Now, for the executive summary, that's pretty straightforward. What you want to do is you want to write your executive summary last. And for the executive summary, you want to very succinctly summarize, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, why you're going to do it, the type of marketing you're going to have, and just a brief financial synopsis, of how much money you're looking for, what your revenues should be, and so on. So, but that's always going to be last, because what you're going to do is you're going to take information from every other part of your business plan and you're going to put it in your executive summary. So hold off in your executive summary till last. For your company information section, now the house flipping industry is a little bit different as compared to a lot of different industries, because from my experience, most house flippers are just a single individual, or just a partner, a husband and wife team. And what they do is they just go out, they buy a house, they buy a couple of houses, they hire subcontractors, and they go ahead and have the subcontractors come in, do the work, and then you're within 60 to 90 days to go ahead and sell. So for the house flipping information section, make sure to describe exactly that process right there. Tell them, what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. It's going to be a husband and wife team. Are you going to do it with a partner at your real estate office? But make sure you describe how you're going to do that, and also give them an idea of the location as well. Now, most house flipping companies, they're going to be working out of their home, but the target market for their house flipping, for their renovations, is going to be usually in a certain geographic area. It could be Central Florida, it could be the greater Chicago area, it could be Queens, New York. But just make sure you tell them explicitly what region you're going to be exploiting. The next thing is going to be the product description. Now, if you're doing a convenience store, product description is pretty straightforward. It's going to be, items that people are going to be, utilizing, whether it's candies or sodas, but those kind of items. For house flipping, it could be a little bit different, because a lot of people like to specialize in a specific area for house flipping. For example, some people like to just focus on condos. Other people want to go ahead and flip duplexes, and still more people want to go ahead and do single family residence between dollar amount A and dollar amount B. It might be renovating a house that you're going to purchase for up to $50,000, and it's going to give you a profit for $125,000. So for your product description, make sure you include those kind of parameters. Usually, if you're selling cars, you're just going to tell what kind of cars you're going to sell. But for the house flipping segment, it's going to be a little bit different. Give them a little bit more of a parameters. Yes, everyone knows you're going to be going to have replace your carpets and light fixtures and so on and so forth. But also make sure you specify that you're not going to be doing roofs, or you're not going to be doing foundational repairs, any kind of substantial construction like that. Or if you are, make sure you mention that as well. You're looking for, renovations that are going to be substantial, so you can go ahead and maximize your profits. Regardless of what it is, make sure you touch on that in your company description section. For a competitive advantage, that's a little bit harder, because a lot of people, what they want to do is they want to go in there and they want to go ahead and just, deck the place out, top of the line everything. Well, a competitive advantage could be a little bit different. You might go ahead and you might do a quality repair where you're going to have the pieces of you're going to have the carpet. It's going to be quality carpet. The countertops are going to be quality countertops. Your cabinets are going to be quality cabinets. It's not going to be the top of the line, but it's not also going to be your Walmart special that's going to fall off when they open the drawer, and the thing comes to pieces. So make sure you identify what your competitive advantage is going to be. Another competitive advantage for a house flipping business plan could very well be your affiliation with the market, the community. If you have a lot of contacts in the community and you're going to target that specific community, that could be one of your competitive advantages as well. All right, the next thing that you definitely want to touch on in your house flipping business plan is going to be the location description. Like I spoke with a little bit earlier, you do want to touch on where you're going to be, what area of town. Are you going to focus on a specific area and you're going to go ahead and, renovate that area, that community? That's definitely going to be one area that you can go ahead and exploit. Another thing that you might be able to do is going to be to focus on a greater geographic area, for example, the Central Florida area or the greater Denver area. By opening it up to a wider area, you're going to be able to then specialize in other attributes of your organization. For example, if you just want to buy homes under $50,000 and you want to be able to profit $150,000, well, you're going to need a larger geographic area in order to find homes within that range. So keep that in mind with your company description. Can you focus on a community? If you do, you're going to want to have a wide selection of homes that you're going to be able to renovate. If you're going to focus on a larger geographic area, then you very well could do that, yes, but just make sure that your criteria for selecting a home is a little bit more specific. Target market. Target market, that's going to be also a little bit challenging for home flippers because target market is going to be the type of home that you're going to purchase, but also your target market could very well be who you want to sell your home to. And if I was to write this plan, I'd touch on both. I'd say, for the target market, we want to purchase a house here, here, and here. And yes, you are being a little bit redundant and you're going to have redundancy in your business plan. Keep that in mind. You will have redundancy in your business plan. Most people are not going to read your business plan from the introduction all the way to the conclusion. That's why you want redundancy, so you can show them that information is there. However, let's go back. For the target market, for the house flipping target market, keep in mind who you want to sell this home to. Is it going to be first-time buyers? Then you're going to want to go with quality products and service products inside the home. You might even want to let your buyer pick out the paint color, pick out the countertops, and pick out the furnishings or the floorings. If you're going high end, then your target market is going to be individuals that are looking to move up in their home. It might be executives or individuals in that range. So just keep in mind who your target market is going to be. And once you identify who your target market is, then you can go ahead and renovate your home to meet those needs of that specific target market. The next thing to put it into a business plan is going to be industry research. Now, industry research for house flipping is a little bit hard to come by. You really don't have any public companies that you can sneak a peek at and see what their business models are. So that's a little bit more difficult. When I do my industry research for house flipping, I'm just going to go ahead and focus on the real estate industry in general in that area. How many homes are selling in that area, and so on and so forth. So keep that in mind that the house flipping is a specialized niche. You're not going to find a bunch of information just on the house flipping in the Orlando, Florida area. It's that information is probably not going to be there, and if it is, how reliable is it going to be? So use the information that you're going to get from reliable real estate sources, and keep it general. How many houses have sold in the Central Florida area, or how many homes have sold in the Detroit, Michigan area? Owners and management. Usually, from my experience, most people they're going to get their funding from either an investor when you're doing house flipping, an investor, or you're going to get it from a bank. Either way, both entities are going to want to see experience in the owner and management section. So when you complete your owners and management section, make sure to talk about your experiences in the home renovation or the home flipping or even the project management. Because when you're doing home flipping, you've got to be able to identify a home that's going to be able to be renovated, but you have to have project management experience, or you should have it, or you better get it, the project management experience, because you're going to have to know which subcontractors need to come in when, and step by step plan it out before you go ahead and actually pull the trigger to get this home renovated. So make sure you have that project management experience, and if you don't, and think of some thoughts and ideas of what you've done for project management, and try to include that information in there. Also, buying and selling real estate, that's a great, if you sold 15 houses on your own, make sure you include that. If you got a real estate license, talk about that in the owner and management section as well. Any kind of home renovations, any kind of project management, so on and so forth, those are excellent attributes to talk about in the owner and management section. Funding request. That one right there, that's a little bit dicey, because usually when somebody's going to write a business plan for a home renovation company, they don't have the property in mind yet. They have the concept, the thoughts, and ideas. So this is an excellent place for y'all to go ahead and identify how much money you want to go ahead and drop for the initial purchase and how much money you want to set aside as a budget for renovations. So let's say if you want $50,000, it's going to be your max for the home purchase. Now you're going to need $50,000 in funding. You don't want to go ahead and exceed $100,000 for renovations, so that gives you $150,000 right there. Always keep in mind, you do want some kind of a buffer. So if you're thinking that you don't want to drop more than $150,000 for your home renovation purchase, then try to budget for a $200,000. Now, again, this is just my experiences and just some thoughts and ideas. I'm not saying these are exact numbers. These are hypothetical. Please keep that in mind. But make sure you go ahead and do that. And the final aspect of an excellent or a good quality business plan for house flipping is going to be your financials. Make sure you do your projections for the next 12 months, and also roll those 12-month projections into an annual projections for the next 5 years. Now, when you're structuring your financials, that's my thing. I love my financials. When you're structuring your financials, your first month should show you spending the initial amount of money for your purchase of the home. So let's say if it's $50,000, then you should be showing cost of $50,000 with no revenues. If it's going to take you 90 days to go ahead and build this plan or to complete this house, then for the next 90 days, make sure the initial 30 days is going to be the money spent for the home. And then for the next 30 or 60 days, you're going to go ahead and estimate what your costs are going to be for that time period. And you're not going to show any revenues in the first 90 days. Then at the end of the 90 days or the beginning of month 4 or in the month 4, you're going to then show how much you sold the home for. That's going to be your revenue. And then you're going to show costs being paid off and so on and so forth. So that's kind of the structure that I would use for building the financial model. And then after month 12, you're going to have 3 or 4 homes sold, and you're going to then be able to show your profits and losses for the year. They're not going to be that great on a monthly basis, but once you get to the end of the year and you've done this over and over and over again, then investors are going to see, they're going to see your vision, and they're going to understand that yes, there are profits to be made here. And from my experience, your profits could be, $60,000 or more, for just a few months worth of work. So hopefully this information was helpful in regards to flipping a house. So if you want some more information, visit my website at How to Write a House Flipping Business Plan. Or you can go ahead and go over to Amazon. I do have a Write a House Flipping business plan in 10 steps. That book is available in paperback and also in the ebook. And if y'all do want, if y'all are interested in having me assist you in writing your business plan, please don't be a stranger. and just go to our website here, qualitybusinessplan.com, and I look forward to talking to you. Hopefully this video is helpful, and best of luck with your house flipping. Thank you.